Oh, we are live at the Innovative English Clinic. We're going to wait for teacher Andy. Just finished the Facebook Live at KMUTT, 6th floor. Your Innovative English Clinic. The super engineers are outside. They're eating breakfast. They're getting ready for class. They were looking in. That's what we want, for them to be aware. Super Tiger coming in, trying to talk English, sharing a lot of Thai, trying to understand. And he's going to be here tomorrow. It's going to be wonderful. During the listening part, he's going to come at 9 o'clock. Super Tiger, thank you. Now, very quickly, I want to explain as I wait for teacher Andy. This is very important. Right here, teacher Tim will be keeping track of all super engineers that share, they write, or, what did I write? Or speak about the 6-minute English. You can write in the chat. I will keep track. These ticks are very important. Super Tiger understands the idea that's happening. Very shortly, we'll make some announcements. All right, let's see if we can get... I'm going to invite some individuals to listen in. It's Friday. It's Tuesday morning. There's teacher Andy there. Let's invite some individuals now so they can hear teacher Andy from America. He has amazing ideas to want to share. Let's connect others, other teachers, other students. Let's do it. It's time. We got all the technology to do it. If you want to learn English, you join in. This is what you do. You say good morning, teacher Tim. You say good morning to everybody. Share with your businesses. Talk to your innovative boss who keeps saying in all of your meetings, we need to raise up the English of the departments. We need to use more English. Well, share with them about the crazy teacher Tim. Let's do something about it. Let's wake up to this beautiful thing called technology. All the super engineers out there right now, they're eating breakfast. They're playing their video games. But you know what? Their eyes are open. They see Super Tiger next to me, listening, talking. Okay? So, let's see if we can get teacher Andy in here. Now, tomorrow morning, again, 9 o'clock, we have Fathers, the topic, 6-minute English. You're listening, okay? Very important to listen. Friday is the big event. 10 o'clock Thai time in the morning. You can come live, Facebook, and share. You got 1 minute to share. All right, let's see if we can get, we'll wait for teacher Andy. I'm going to close the door right here because it's pretty loud, but I'm going to keep it open. I'm going to let them hear. The super engineers. All right, we are live. This is live. Thank you, Tanarat, for writing in the chat. It's very important that you do. Let's see. So, teacher Andy said he was ready. I'm going to invite some other ones while I wait for him. Wherever you are, driving in a car, you can listen to this. Share these videos. If you have other people that want to learn English, share these videos. We have the Innovative Online English Clinic in Messenger for anybody to join. Teachers, bring this to the classroom. Open up your internet in the classroom. The 5th skill is being developed now. All right, teacher Andy, we're waiting for you. Tanarant, did you listen to the audio of the 6-minute English this morning? The topic, fathers. Okay? You can take notes about what you're listening to, and Friday you can have the opportunity to share for 1 minute. There go the super engineers to class. There they go. Very nice. So, let's see who this is. Someone else showed up. Ooh, there he is, teacher Andy. Beautiful. I'll move over here so we can see him on this side. Okay, guys, enjoy your class. Have fun. Teacher Andy, good evening to you.
How are you?
Wonderful, man. Wonderful. You have the children in bed? They're sleeping?
Well, we'll see.
Well, thank you for taking the
They,
time.
no problem.
Yes. You want to, Teacher Andy, you want to share a little bit about what you shared to me privately, and then I kind of wrote some things down and shared it in, you know.
Yeah, so I guess with kind of looking ahead, you've got your 6 minute English that I think is a great idea to do a little bit of practice every single day. I think what I'm looking at is trying to kind of figure out how I can get teachers that I've talked to starting getting their students involved and kind of start the interaction globally is what I think we were talking about is kind of developing something where we can start interacting, whether it be you know, when we first started, you and I first started, we talked about like pen pals and stuff, and I think it's a little outdated. I think if we can do like somehow like messaging or sending different messages and interacting, maybe written at first, and then maybe we can start doing some video interactions live or something like that. With maybe teachers. Um, Giving their students time in school to be able to live and just talk to someone over there. I think that would be kind of a cool interaction, and then kind of just developing those relationships and developing some time where your students can talk to English speaking students, and maybe some of those English speaking students want to learn Thai, and maybe we can interact that way.
Yes. Yes. I was with one of the super engineers and I said, "Oh, I'm going to do a Facebook Live with Teacher Andy. Would you like to stay?" And his English is very low. And I said to him, "You can talk Thai. It's okay." But he had class to
Right.
go to. That's where they all cleared out now,
Okay.
to go to
Mm-hmm.
class. But he said, by Friday, with the speaking part of the 6 minute English, they build their confidence. Then they're going to be ready, you see, for
Right.
you,
Mm-hmm.
to share the ideas. Now, the ideas of the resumes is another big one.
Yeah. Yeah, so I talked to my friend. He said that it might take a little bit of time to kind of get um, that interaction going with the people that he's working with in India. But what I kind of thought about that is he is talking to people and probably trying to develop their English too. And I was thinking that maybe they could also get on and be part of the 6 minute English so that they're getting some help with English and learning some things through this as well. So I would like to talk to him a little bit more. That's why I told you I would like to do this live, is kind of throw some ideas back and forth so that we can, I can show my teacher friends and see if they can, start thinking of some things that they might want to do with their kids that would start building this global community. Because I'm excited. I want to build this thing. I want to, start creating this because um, it's just education is too much about tests anymore. And I think that this is about things that are legitimate, things that kids really want to do. They want to learn English, they want to interact, they want to grow, they want to build, you know, their language, and all that. And I think that this is a great opportunity for maybe kids in the states that want to learn a language too, and see if that's something that they might be interested is to talk to them in their language and maybe get that interaction as well. It doesn't have to all be English.
Right. No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Yes. And so that's good. We'll be patient with your friend. When did he go to India? When did he travel there? He just left?
Well, he's it's his job, and he's starting to
Oh,
teach some people from India. He's just starting, so it's kind of him trying to figure everything out. But for his company, he's doing some stuff, some interaction with Indian people that are going to be working in the English speaking arena, and part of that is learning how to look at resumes and things like that. So I talked to him, and he said it's going to take a little bit of time to get to that level, but I think what would be cool is to build up to that level. So once that level comes, I would like to think that everybody would be comfortable. So maybe the interaction could start, minimal interactions right now, and then by the time that it gets to something where it's kind of a little bit bigger, and your students want to start producing these resumes and things like that, everyone feels comfortable.
Right. Yes. Well, there's always a big interest in resumes, when they're about to graduate. And they scramble. There's like a mad scramble. Oh, Teacher Tim, can you help me? Oh, and then they're writing their project thesis, and they're getting their book together, in Thai first, but then in English, they have to think about that English, and it's important. So there's some, Teacher Andy, actually, Super Dad Sunshine, the head professor here, actually had a beautiful meeting with me last week. And he shared some wonderful ideas to really get this moving. Even though at the end, Teacher Andy, we smiled at each other and said, you know what? We're going to have to make it mandatory.
Right.
But this is where I come in. I'm really against the mandatory part because I want to make it as natural as possible.
Right.
But also, we have to realize that really the students of this generation now that are growing up and they're learning, and there are opportunities. But even us too, our generation, as innovative global teachers, we know that there's an opportunity where you go into a classroom for 1 hour and you have history or you have geography or science. You can actually just pop on Facebook Live to another teacher in another part of the world with their class and begin to share.
Yep. And people aren't doing that. And that's what's so crazy to me is people don't use that kind of interaction. It's almost like it's a taboo kind of thing. Like, I just want to teach in my classroom and that's it. And I don't understand that. And I'm starting to see it more and more that I don't like the way education is going right now, in that we're sitting in classrooms teaching our kids how to take tests. And it's not hitting the things that they want to do or need to do. Like, your students need to do this. I see my friends' students are going to need, practice. They're going to need interaction. Why not put different countries together? Why not get these people to interact everywhere? Because it's brilliant. I mean, it makes perfect sense to start building a global community. And when we build this global community, it's just going to get bigger because people are going to see this. And I think that this is, I mean, I've watched what you've done for 2 or 3 years now, and it's just, you can see it growing. You can see it I see the educational concept of what you're doing, and I love it, and I want to be part of it, and I want to figure out a way to get other people involved. And like you said, a lot of times it's almost like you have to make it mandatory. Well, I don't think you do. I don't think that every kid needs to do this. If they don't want to do it, cool. Don't do it, because you don't waste anybody's time. And I think that's education right now, is we feel like every kid has to do the same thing. You don't. If you want to go off in the corner and get on a live and interact with somebody on the other side of the world, cool, do it. And if you don't, the other kid doesn't want to, cool, read a book, do what you got to do.
Yes.
That's what you want to do, that's fine. You go do your thing. Let's expand and grow the ones that want to.
Yes. Correct. And Teacher Andy, the mandatory part also, I will share that it's more of the examinational deals that they have to do over here to get to the next level, like the TOEIC and the TOEFL, and there's something called the ONET, which is like, you just shared the same facts about America. See, Asia thinks another way about America. They don't
Right.
see that they're actually the same, just a different box of testing.
Yeah.
They,
Yep.
they can't they can't
Yep.
understand that. They're just, oh, this is my world, this is my testing. I'm depressed, I'm sad. But actually, I came from that, and I was depressed and sad and bored. So I know.
Right.
So I just want
Right.
to make it better in the classrooms that I walk into. Again, though, Teacher Andy, as you know, a big, large group will not understand in the educational world what you're actually doing. They
Yep.
won't. This is why I'm
Yep.
at this place called, King Mongkut University, and a technology university, with someone who understands me.
Right. Right.
So I have a true freedom.
Yep. And I think that many of the teachers that I deal with, that I have kept relationships with, will be able to see this. Will be able to see the value of it. And
Yes.
you know, if students start seeing the value of it, I think that would help too.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
you say that your students are starting to look at the idea of coming to the States. Well, wouldn't it be nice to
Oh,
interact with a family, or other students that they could go do like exchange programs with? Why not get them connected and start getting used to these people and interacting with them? And then when the time comes for them to actually go, they're already adjusted before they even get there.
yes. Yes.
So there's so many different options that I see, and so many different avenues, um, that I do see with this. And so I just I I can't. It's very hard for me to get my brain wrapped around exactly what I want to do. But every time we talk, it's kind of like, oh, here's another idea. Here's another idea, and we come up with these ideas, and now it's going to be like, okay, how are we going to build those ideas? How are we going to create that and get that to work? Because since you and I started talking, we've always had ideas of where we're headed, what we would like for the students to do, but now we just gotta figure out the process. And I think that we're at a good point with that, with the different people that are involved. I think it'll be cool to be able to show people, look, this is what we're doing. We're doing lives with these kids. We're doing this, we're doing that, and we're doing these interactions. And when you start being able to show how that's helping, I think kids and other teachers around the world are going to join in.
Yes. Yes. Correct. Yeah. There's someone very special inside, the sports application Fire Fan. She's listening now, or was a little while ago, and I met her inside the chat, the Fire chat. Meredith, the
Yeah.
supermom in South Dakota. She had joined
Right.
someone else who was very special. We all know Teacher Kevin in Arizona.
Uh-huh.
Teacher Alice knows him. This is how we kind of met, through that interactive application. But we also know
Yeah.
that there's a lot more. There's a lot of interest in
Yeah.
other ways as well. Like you said, if a student wants to
Yep.
go sit and read a book somewhere, well, let them go read that book.
Mm-hmm.
That freedom to do that. It's just about zero, trolling. See, people don't really understand that word. Trolling things, and con. That's why I choose to have zero con tracks. I don't want my tracks, my feet, to be conned by anything. It has to be true.
Right.
And this is
Yep.
the beauty. This is why even like a Jack Ma and Teacher Alice in China. See, China's listening right now. There's someone in China listening. How is that possible?
Right.
Well,
Right.
people don't understand how we were able to listen to each other and try to help that beautiful country, because
Yep.
they are really innovative, unbelievable. And you got someone leading the way like Jack Ma, who, if we even understand his story just a little bit about how he learned English and how he did it for free, And he had an idea and he went for it. And now look at him. And he's
Yep.
expanding. But there's a fear factor to this guy because they don't know him. Well, Teacher Tim knows him because I'm very close
Right.
to that country. I've listened
Yeah.
to individuals inside that country. And Teacher Andy, going to America for 5 months and concentrating on two people, my mom and my brother, I had the opportunity to actually expand Innovative English Global with the exchange students. We have that opportunity. I
Right.
wasn't there though to expand Innovative English Global. I was just there to support my brother, to show my mom something financially that everybody in her world was, shooting her down on. So,
Right.
and I'm a simple guy. I don't have anything in my name, but I know all about financial. I know everything about because I went through it. So
Right.
this and listening to all the students. So again, Teacher Andy, it really comes down to this. I have to always say thank you for always you creating the time for you to understand what's happening on the other side of the world. We're disrupting
Yep.
something. It's a big disruption happening. It just
Yep.
there's a tight grip on on what we went through and how are we going to release it. Well, it's
Yep.
being released right now. Nobody
Yep.
knows it though, but it is.
Yep.
It really is.
Yeah, and that's what's exciting is I think that's kind of that's what's lost in teaching right now. And I think that the more that teachers see that, the more they see that we can open up everyone to the world, to see the world, and kind of break down some of these fears and barriers that so many people have. Just being able to be overseas just opened my eyes to
Yes.
what we can do, what the whole world can do, and interact and be positive and have those positive interactions and understand that everyone is kind of the same. And I just that's what I want. That's what I'm really looking at that, and I really want to get as many people involved as possible. And I want to expand it. I do. I want it to be multiple countries. I want, even if it's one classroom in one country, that's awesome. And if we can start connecting all these different people that, especially myself, that I've contacted, I've come into contact with so many people over in the UAE that are now starting to go back to their home countries, starting to go to different countries, and they're all spreading out. We can just keep building it. And that's the idea.
Beautiful. Yes.
So.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
And then I guess you had said that you wanted to get a little bit more information about WebTalk as well.
Yes. I mean, you want to give the updates, what you know?
Yeah. So right now they are, they're fixing all kinds of different bugs and stuff. It's still in beta, which is pretty interesting because RJ has made the announcement that as long as you are joining now in beta, you're still going to get that 5 level tier. It's not just the first million, it's the people in beta, which is interesting because what that does and what he has said is that kind of makes it so that they have to work harder to get this thing out of beta. Because if more people are getting involved, that means more people that they're paying. So it kind of gives them some motivation to get the site up and running and going.
Oh, right.
So right now it's still in beta. People are still, joining. I mean, it's at probably 1.4 or 5 million now, and I mean, it's just constantly growing. I mean, the growth is unbelievable, and every time he does like an update or shows something, there's some new things that are coming out that it makes it a really cool site. Like one thing that I noticed is that you can create subgroups So let's say, you know, uh, you know, 200 students get into web talk or whatever, and they're starting to interact. Teachers can break those 200 students into, like, let's say a Thai group, an English, USA group, an Australian group, whatever, and then put all of them into innovative English group. So now you can send messages to each of those groups, smaller groups or the whole group. You can build all these different subgroups within it. So now one site connects all. And that one site also connects all your different groups. So if you want to have a big massive message, you do a massive message to everyone. If you want to do a specific message, like like your 6-minute video, oh, I want to send this out to just kids in Thailand.
Yeah.
Boom, I send that
Right.
out. Or I want to do 6 minutes to the whole innovative English group. Boom, I can do that too. So that's kind of a cool, function, is that we will be able to kind of build different groups, um, so that you can, all one place, one post, you can click and just do whatever you need to do to connect the right people. Then we can kind of, then we'll create a teacher group. We'll connect, the innovative, group or whatever. And so that's kind of cool that's where it's going to be. Now, what I look at is, I was kind of thinking about this. You have a bunch of kids over there that say they want to go to the States at some point, right?
Yes. Yes.
Well, do they need money to do that? Yeah.
That's always it.
So So why not start building their communities over there and start getting revenue when it opens up, and start saving that revenue and putting it towards their trip? I mean, that seems like an incentive to me.
Exactly. Well, you bring up a beautiful point, Teacher Andy, because that's what was shared by Super Dad Suchai, the head professor. He has an idea. How did he get it? He listened to someone else in this university do it. He implemented it. And it's an
Hmm.
idea of, when you join the examinational deal, you practice, the higher your score, the more chances you have, like a lottery, to win 100,000 baht trip to Japan. So
Hmm.
this is kind of like an incentive. But if you have a low score, you still have those chances put in the lottery. See, so
Right.
that mindset of, oh, I'm not going to get a high score, I'm going to get a low score, I have no chance. He likes the idea that everybody gets a chance. So there it is.
Yeah.
How do you raise that money? Well, this is how he
Get
knows
them all
me.
in web talk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And
So
that
he
was the
says,
vision
so
of
he
Fire
says,
Pen.
he says that he's gonna, he goes and signs up underneath you, and then tells everybody in the university, here's your opportunity to be part of this. Sign up under this. Any of that money that they get, he divvies it up any way he wants to, and then he's able to, provide a financial incentive, trips and stuff. That's brilliant.
Exactly.
That's a brilliant idea.
Getting some water here, so it doesn't sound like I'm going to the bathroom.
Yeah, it's cutting out a little bit, but yeah, so
Okay.
so so that's the thing, is what I see with web talk that people aren't quite getting, is that
Mhm.
it doesn't matter who you are. Even if you have 100 people that somehow are underneath you at some point, that's an income. That's an income stream for people that are just going to get on web talk and do fun stuff with innovative English. Why wouldn't they do that? Why wouldn't they tell their friends to do that? To me, it's such a no-brainer for anybody. Like you said, like the leader of a university, he sends a message out to every student that walks in that building and says, you have to sign up. There you go. And all those kids go, you know what? I'm going to tell my friends, because I would like a little bit of extra money.
Exactly.
and it becomes a wildfire.
Yes. Yes.
And not only are you getting some incentive for earnings, you're learning English, you're interacting, you're building your community. So that's brilliant. I think that's brilliant. I think that if he was smart, he would sign up for Web Talk and he would tell everybody to sign up too right underneath him.
Look at that. Look at that. I didn't even think about that. You see, I didn't even think about
Yeah.
that. I was so involved in his idea because see, this is where I come in. Every idea is special to me. This is what I love about
Right.
Asia when they just share their dream, their vision, their idea. Let's do it. Let's go. And Teacher Andy, you know, your patience and your ideas you share with me, and I'm like, yeah, let's do it. I love it. And I will mention that to him once he shares the idea of the bonus to the seniors and the opportunity. Once he shares this, because he already shared the facts in the meeting, I told him, let's get 5, let's get 10, but I didn't share how. Because to me, the how is easy. It's just about
And he doesn't have to, and at some point he doesn't have to pull that money out of his pocket or out of a budget. It's just coming to him.
yes.
So to me that concept, it's so simple. It's so simple to come up with, like, okay, here's someone who says, I want to give incentive to people to do well in English, to work really hard so that they can win some prizes or, trips or whatever.
Right.
And he already has that idea in his head, and he's already probably said, okay, I can create a budget for that. Well, why create a budget? Just tell everybody to sign up. And maybe in the beginning he has to use some budget money, but once this thing goes, and once the the revenue starts coming in, or the payments start coming in from Web Talk, all of a sudden now you don't have to worry about that. You can look at how it's growing or whatever, and you'll be able to, I would say, probably be able to do way more than just a small little incentive. It could be something bigger or more options.
Yes.
So you think about that. I think you look at him. Let's say he does that. Well, I'm sure he has friends and people in other universities and schools, and if he says, look, here's your opportunity, I've talked to someone, I have an idea, I want to give people some incentive, put them all in Web Talk. If it works, it's going to be brilliant. That's what I'm so excited about, is when I talk to people, I try to get them to understand that this isn't like a risk. This is do what you've always done, just a different form of social media. That's it.
Yes.
That's all it is. You signed up for Facebook and you aren't getting anything out of it. Why not sign up for Web Talk and see if you can? So that's really cool. I think that's awesome. I think that's great. Yeah.
Yes. Right. Yes. He has to have his round table with his colleagues to share, and to let them share what they think about the bonus and how to implement it here at this department. I wait patiently for that, but I'm already sharing to the super engineers. Join in now, because I'm keeping track. And every time they listen or they write in the chat, I put a tick. And that's a piece of paper with their name inside the lottery. And they get more chances. So
Easy.
This is where I got to get Super Dad, the head professor, to have a Facebook Live with you. Maybe in the morning time in America, the evening time, I will head over to the C Train. He is part of something very innovative, a board game cafe. Many years now in Thailand. So when I brought the board games over to Thailand 10 years ago, and I'm teaching in my small school all these different board games, it began to spread. So the cafes started to pop up. Board games, use English, use Thai, family, phones go down. You see, just like what we know. Remember, We're like old men, Teacher Andy. We've already lived everything. Board
Yep.
games?
Yep.
That's 50 years, no, 40 years ago, you know? But
Yep.
Thailand? Nah.
Yep.
They don't know the board game stuff. They're just beginning now. And C Train,
Yep.
that's where the children interacting at a place like this, you're bringing, we can have beautiful classes there as well with what you're going, you know. I want to meet some of your students, man.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing is I really want that's the thing is I've talked to a few teachers that are interested, and this is what I want to show them. Look, here's what you can do with your students. It doesn't have to be every single one of them, but look what you can do. We can start building these things and doing lives and doing interaction and yeah, just meet a bunch of different people. How awesome would that be?
Yes.
And come up with some, you know, some common, you know, kind of ideas and common things that we want to do, and you know, just help the students grow as people, or grow in a language, or grow in intellect. Why not?
Yeah.
And grow their social following, and help them be successful monetarily as well.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So, all right.
Thank
Do
you,
you have
teacher.
anything else that you want to, you know, talk about as far as like what your ideas are, so I can show this to some of the teachers and see if they have any ideas of how they would go about, you know, doing what some ideas that you have.
Well, I would say, Teacher Annie, very simply, if you show this clip here, just let's set up an opportunity, even if it's midnight my time. I'll be up. I'll take another nap during the day, and I'll be up, and we can have a round table wherever you are, and I'm on one side, and we can listen to them, and we can put
Right.
something together and begin. That would be wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, we could do like a Zoom where, you know, everybody can join in and talk and you know, put in their input. But yeah, that'd be great.
Yes. Yes. And
Okay.
I will work on
Well, let
Super
me.
Dad Suchai to get a Facebook
Yeah,
Live with him.
definitely, definitely. Yeah, and what I'll do is I'm gonna tag a bunch of, you know, a couple of people that I know are interested. I'm gonna tag them and have them watch this and kind of, you know, if they come up with some questions or whatever. I know we've been kind of rambling on and and whatever. It's a little long, but that's okay. They know
Yes.
me. I always talk a lot, so it's it's okay. But I would like for them to look at this and say, okay, you know, I'm a science guy. What could I do? I'm an English person. What could I do? I'm a history person. What can I do? Because I know that there's a couple different teachers that teach different things that I know have expressed some sort of interest. So, you know, I think like scientifically, you know, like science, I'm sure that there's kids that would love to do something related to science. Well, let's get them connected. Let's get them
Yeah.
hooked up and doing stuff. You know, because they're going to learn English no matter what they're interested in.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, yeah, that interaction will always be helping them with English, and you know, maybe you can find some kids that, you know, connect that way. So, yeah, I would love to do that, and I'm gonna tag my teacher friends and see if they, you know, have any questions, or if they have any desire to put their input, or if they have any desire to kind of get going on this, and or maybe they don't really want to do all the legwork, and you know, we can come up with some different things. I mean, the 6 minute English, I mean, why not? That would be awesome, because then they could get on there and yeah, they already know English, but they could interact and start talking and conversing with other students, which is just going to
Yes.
help them.
Right.
So,
Yeah. Yeah. That type
all
of.
right. Well, yeah,
Thank you, Teacher Annie.
if you have, you know, a time where you want to do a live with him, you know, I can make time for that, and
Okay.
we can really look at that and see how that, just that little specific thing could change, you know, massively what his mind, you know, would say. You know, if he's already in the mindset that he wants to do some incentives like that, why not find something that that would help him provide that service? Awesome.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, I put in some voice messages and he responds when he has a chance. But exams are coming up, and then
Yep.
mid-December he's going to be free, or at least with family.
Okay.
And I will do my best to drop in at C-Train, talk to him privately, see what his thoughts are, and then get him into Facebook Live.
Okay. Yeah, and the weekend week of Thanksgiving, I'm off Thanksgiving break, I think on the
Oh, yeah.
19th. So I'm off for a whole week, so that'd be a perfect week to kind of maybe try to get my teachers involved, your guy involved, so that we can actually have some time to talk and figure some things out
Okay.
and start developing.
Thank you, teacher.
Yep.
Yes. Good. Enjoy the rest of your
That'd be
evening.
awesome.
And your kids
All right.
did great,
Time to go to
man.
bed.
The children did great. I didn't hear them anywhere.
Yeah,
And you-
I think the little guy didn't wake up. I'm surprised he hasn't come down the stairs, but
Yeah. And tell your wife, Ashley, tell her I said hello, okay?
yes,
And I look
I
forward
will.
to
I
meeting
will.
her as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, teacher Andy.
All right. All
Thank
right.
you, man. Brilliant.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, teacher Andy. And there it is, teacher Andy, spending some time with Innovative English Global, Innovative English in Thailand. I'm at the English clinic right now, and just did the 6-minute English, fathers, a topic, and then afterward, teacher Andy reached out, said he had some time. And yes, we were rambling on, but again, the high level, the passionate ones like the teacher Alice is out there. They really enjoy this. That's the, the type of input, the listening, and she also wants to share more, and the opportunities to give, the sharing part. That's going to come very simply on a Friday. Everybody will have a chance to join in, write in the chat. You want to share 1 minute? Come on live, and let's begin. I gotta use Facebook Live. It's the easiest way. I know that there are other applications out there to use. The CC Talks and the Fire Fan and Basic Web, but Facebook Live. I will begin